Welcome to lesson 103, finding the least common multiple of two numbers. Now, least common multiple is commonly written as LCM. And up on the board you can see that I have three numbers written that I'm ready to solve for you, and they look very similar to how we set up greatest common factor, or GCF. And many students mix up what they're supposed to do with greatest common factor with what they're supposed to do for least common multiple. Okay? Now, least common multiple are multiples of a number. So you don't want to find the factors that go into a number, you want to find the multiples that that number counts by. It's like sequences or counting numbers. So where greatest common factor is asking what factors go into 4, least common multiple is asking you to count by 4s. So if you count by 4s up, you could go on forever. And if you count by 3s up, you can go on forever. But let's look at those initials, LCM. Okay? We already got the multiples, right? Count by multiples of 4. Count by multiples of 3. Common? Okay, now we're going to try to match things up. Where does the multiples of 4 meet the multiples of 3? And finally, the L. Now, factors, we were looking for the greatest. On least common multiple, we're going to use the L to find the least. So you want to count numbers up, and as soon as you find a match, you found the least common multiple of those two numbers. So for practice, let's just do this as an example. I'm going to count up by 3s. 3, 6, 9, 12. Now I started at 3, but I stopped at 12 for a very specific reason. Do you think you have an idea why I stopped at 12? It's not because it's the 4th number. There's no magic way to do that. I stopped at 12 because I know my other number, 4, is a factor of 12. I know that it goes into 12, so I know if I count by 4s, I will eventually hit 12. 4, 8, 12. Do you find a common multiple? Yes. 12 and 12 is a common multiple, and in fact, it's the least common multiple of 3 and 4. So your answer is 12. You don't write 12 and 12, your answer is simply 12. Let's try that again with 6 and 10. Now, 6 and 10, if you multiply them together, you would get 60. 3 and 4 multiplied to make 12. 6 and 10 multiplied to make 60. And if you multiply 6 times 10, of course 6 and 10 are both factors of that number 60. So yes, these will meet at 60, but that doesn't mean that's the right answer. You need the least number where they meet. So let's count by 10s because that's so simple. 10, 20, 30. Can I stop there? I can, right? Because I know 6 is not going to fit into 10 or 20, but it will fit into 30, right? So my least common multiple is 30. I could stop there. The answer is 30. Just to show you though, 6, 12, 18, 24. Notice that I'm counting by 6s, and I hit the number 30. That's the first place these two numbers meet. And one more time, 8 and 12. Before I do it, well, you take a look. Do you have an idea where an 8 and a 12 are going to meet? Where the least number, the least multiple of each of those is going to match? If you count by 12s, you don't have to get very far, right? 12, 24. But count by 8s? 8, 16, 24. They both have a multiple of 24, and that's the least spot where they meet. So the LCM of 8 and 12 is 24. If you have any questions on LCM, I would love to help you, so let me know, and I'll be right there for you. Thanks. Bye.